right, so this is video. Scrap the rest of it. Didn't really fit the vibe, but I want to talk about my last time out at the track. On December 14th, I went up to VIR to be a part of some charity laps, and I donated myself, my time, and my car, fuel, and whatever else to give ride-alongs to people who wanted to be able to go on track and be at higher speeds than what the pace and chase cars would allow. Want to do this because enjoy giving back to the community, get people interested in track days, as well as agreeing with I guess the core principle of the charity that I was going to. That being said, one of the things that was kind of against me starting out the day was just the temperature. December, Virginia, a little bit cold. Didn't get above 40 degrees until after lunch. And that's when the volume for people who did want to do ride-alongs actually started. So knew the tires were going to be cold. I've seen so many people that have had issues with cold tires at the track. I'm aware of it. Everyone else is like, hey, take as much time as you need to get some heat in your tires. Make sure they're able to grip. Cool, no problem. Then I started taking out first passenger, and didn't really go as planned. Started going out and coming out through turn one. Fully expected it to be a little bit slippery. Tires are pretty cold still. Turn three felt the same. Wasn't really trying to go fast. Wasn't carrying a lot of speed. Coming into 4A to 4B, 5A, 5B, and up towards the bridge straight, everything felt fine. Again, wasn't carrying a lot of speed, wasn't being aggressive on the throttle. Tires were gripping until they didn't. So I guess for not having driven VIR in colder temps, there's a little bit of road undulations as you're coming out of like 5B, I think. So from the best of my knowledge, that's where it started. Was getting under power, had a little bit of undulation. One of the tires spun, the other one didn't. And that started to spin, caught the spin, but had enough forward momentum that my skill level didn't really allow me to catch it. So corrected one way, that kept the car going all the way around, caught it the other way. So it ended up being a full 360 going down the direction of travel. Fortunately, there's no one else on track. Fortunately, we stayed on the track. We didn't even go into the grass. But yeah, had a passenger who paid money to go for a ride along, and I probably scared the crap out of him. Yeah, so that's on me. It's not acceptable, especially if I'm representing the organization by giving people free rides. Or not free rides, but paid ride-alongs. So, yeah, we have a little bit of hubris. Everything was fine. The passenger said he was good. Wanted to continue going. Coming back in, like, let the team know, like, yep, we spun. The car's fine. I'm fine. Everything else is fine. And continued on with the rest of the day. But that was enough to make sure that I'm still in my head that no matter what I'm doing, even staying out for 25 minutes, just keeping some heat in the tires. Car sits for 10 minutes or 5 minutes getting someone strapped in. The tires are still cold again when I went right back out. So yeah, this isn't really a big, interesting video, but this is just sharing the real sides of gaining experience, learning from your mistakes. It was definitely a mistake on my side. It wasn't something I enjoyed doing, and need to make sure that I get more practice in the adverse weather or in the cold to be able to handle the car better and be able to make sure that I'm a better driver for it. So what am I going to do to help close this gap? Well, off to the side over there is a sim rig, and every time I've gone to use the sim rig, I never put it on wet, cold, or any other than like 95% or green track. I always go at that and work on pace and line and everything else. I've never used it for adverse or less than optimal conditions. Well, that changes today. Went ahead and bought an additional monitor stand to go for it, and I'll show that in the next video. But trying to not use the big screen off my shoulder, trying to use a smaller screen but directly in front of me to be a little more immersive, and just going to spend a lot of time on different tracks, all in wet and cold conditions, making sure that I'm able to, one, gauge better when I think time or heat might start actually happening into the tires, as well as when they do start to slide, just getting more and more practice catching it. And then from there, head to a skid pad. And I know NC Car has one, and just spend 20-30 minutes playing with approach angles and catching the car, feeling the car, and going from there. But yeah, it's a relatively short video, call it 5 minutes ish, where, yeah, I think you can only get better once you make a mistake and then you realize that it's a mistake, not just gaslighting yourself or letting others pump you up. No, I made a mistake. I don't want to do it again. So learn from it and do what you can to improve. So that's where we're at. This video is to hold myself accountable for the passengers that were there that saw, or that the one passenger was in their car. Again, my apologies, and hopefully I'll be invited back next year with warmer temperatures and more experience to hopefully continue sharing this sport and passion with everyone else.